by a 75-pound fan from a cotton gin.
What's up, guys?
Attached to his neck by barbed wire.
How you guys doing today?
Ear cut off, and he appeared to have been shot in the head. His death was the birth of a powerful and lasting symbol of Southern racism in the 20th century. The local sheriff, H.C. Strider, a plantation owner and ardent segregationist, tried to have a body buried immediately in a small cemetery in Money, Mississippi, hoping no one in the outside world would ever find out what happened to Emmett Till. But Emmett's mother, Mamie, battled with Mississippi authorities and was able to have her son's body returned to Chicago so she could identify him before she buried him. Mamie Till was determined never to let anyone forget the brutal way in which her son was killed. She described the chilling story in one of the final interviews she gave before her death last year at age 81.
I looked at the bridge of his nose, and it looked like someone had taken a meat chopper and chopped it. And I looked at his teeth because I took so much pride in his teeth. His teeth were the prettiest things I'd ever seen in my life, I thought. And I only saw two. Who bear the rest of them? They'd just been knocked out. And I was looking at his ears, and that's when I discovered a hole about here, and I could see daylight on the other side. I said, that wasn't necessary to shoot him.
Some 50,000 people, nearly all of them black, turned out for Emmett Till's funeral in an enormous public display of grief and solidarity. Mamie Till ordered the funeral director to place her son in an open casket and permitted this shocking photograph of Emmett's corpse, which was published in Jet magazine and seen across the country. It ignited protests, civil disobedience, and backlash that would consume the South through the 60s.
I said, I want the world to see this. Because when people saw what had happened to this little 14-year-old boy, they knew then that not only were black men in danger, but black children as well.
The same day that Emmett Till was buried, Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam were indicted on charges of kidnapping and murder. Their trial was held in the small Mississippi town of Sumner, billed as a good place to raise a boy. The star witness was Emmett Till's late great uncle.
Yeah, what's up, Ryan? How you doing?
He bravely stood up in the courtroom and pointed his finger at Milam and Bryant as the ones who had come to his home and abducted Emmett Till at gunpoint. Another key witness was an 18-year-old sharecropper named Willie Reed, who said
I'm about to play some video games. You up for it?
Till was abducted. He saw Emmett on a truck with 6 people: Roy Bryant, J.W. Milam, 2 other white men, and 2 black men who worked for Milam. Soon after, Reed said he saw the same truck parked in front of a barn managed at the time by Milam's brother, and heard the screams of a young boy he presumed was Emmett Till. Today at age 67, Reed says he still cannot get those sounds out of his mind.
I heard the screaming, beating, screaming, and beating. And I said to myself, I said, man, I'm beating somebody at that barn. I can hear the beating. I think I'm in the lips. I can hear the lips.
Oh, you could hear the lips?
Yes, you could.
According to Willie Reed and another witness, 4 white men came out of the barn, including Milam, who walked right up to Reed carrying a .45 caliber pistol.
Milam was coming out of the barn, so he actually said, listen, said, did you all hear anything? And I said, no, I haven't heard anything.
Why would you say that? I mean, you had heard something. You had heard screaming, you heard somebody being beaten.
Yeah, I saw somebody being beaten. But then you see Milam come on with, like I said, with khaki pants on and a green shirt and 45 on the side. Then he asked you, man, what you gonna say?
You didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
You knew that's what he wanted to hear.
Right.
When they found the body, did you put 2 and 2 together and think that what you had heard going on in that barn, that was Emmett Till?
I'm sure. I was sure then. I was sure then.
Fearing for his life after testifying against Milam and Bryant, Willie Reed was smuggled out of Mississippi. He went to Chicago, where he suffered a nervous breakdown and was hospitalized. You're a good man. A lot of courage for 18-year-old. I think that a lot of people who would have walked away from him wouldn't have said a word.
No, I couldn't. You see, Marlon come on with
55 caliber pistol.
Marlon was coming out of the barn, so he actually said, "Listen," said, "Did you all hear anything?" And I said, "No, I haven't heard anything."
Why would you say that? I mean, you had heard something. You had heard screaming. You had heard somebody being beaten.
Yeah, I saw about the DVD. But then you see Marlon come on with, well, like I said, with khaki pants on and a green shirt and 45 on the side. Then he asked you, "Man, what's he gonna say?"
You didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
You knew that's what he wanted to hear.
Right.
When they found the body, did you put two and two together and think that what you had heard going on in that barn, that was Emmett Till?
I'm sure. I was sure then. I was sure then.
Fearing for his life after testifying against Milam and Bryant, Willie Reed was smuggled out of Mississippi. He went to Chicago, where he suffered a nervous breakdown and was hospitalized. You're a good man. A lot of courage for 18-year-old. I think that a lot of people who would have walked away from him wouldn't have said a word.
No, I couldn't walk away from that like that. Because in 14, I've never been to Mississippi's life. And they come to visit grandfather. And they kill him. I mean, that's not right. I saw when they did the pictures, I saw his body, what it was like. Then I knew that I couldn't say no.
As the trial drew to a close, attorneys for J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant warned the all-white jury that if they voted to convict, quote, "your forefathers will turn over in their graves." It took the jury just an hour and 7 minutes to return a verdict of not guilty. One juror said it wouldn't have taken that long, but they stopped to take a soda pop break to make it look good. Milam and Bryant were congratulated by their many supporters and kissed their wives in celebration.
How do you folks feel, man? That's all over. Roy, how about you? I'm just glad it's over with.
4 months after the trial, knowing that double jeopardy protected them from being tried again, Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam admitted to a reporter from Look magazine that they had in fact tortured and murdered Emmett Till. They were paid $4,000 for their story. In it, Milam said, "I just made up my mind. Chicago boy," I said, "I'm tired of them sending your kind down here to stir up trouble. Damn you, I'm going to make an example of you." Emmett Till's family has had to live with that for nearly 50 years, that his killers confessed and nothing ever happened to them. Now, with a new government investigation underway, Simeon Wright hopes someone will finally be held accountable for the murder of his cousin.
J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant confessed that they killed Emmett. The people of the state of Mississippi said they didn't. We need to reconcile that statement. And we need to send a message to those who are committing crimes against blacks like this that you can get by, but you can't get away. That justice eventually is going to find you.
When the U.S. Justice Department announced recently that it was opening a new investigation into the 1955 murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till, it said the case was a, quote, "grotesque miscarriage of justice," and that it is examining evidence pointing to the possible involvement of more than a dozen people in the crime. Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam, who were tried and acquitted, are dead, but a number of others are still alive and could face criminal charges for their role in Emmett Till's abduction, beating, murder, and attempts to cover it up. The Justice Department says it is largely because of this young man that the case has been reopened. His name is Keith Beauchamp, an amateur filmmaker from Louisiana. Like a lot of people in this country, He was moved by the shocking photograph of Emmett Till's corpse.
Angel soft. Well, it's gotta be soft.
Little Rock documentary, 1957.
Searching for that documentary on YouTube.
Some called it a fight for equality and righteousness, but the now will have to face again and again, but they would not allow themselves to become accustomed to the taste of defeat. September 20th, the Little Rock Lion returned to the tormenting from classmates was endless, and most teachers turned their backs. Constantly being antagonized to fight, these children could not have imagined.
Hey. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, what's up? Okay. You ready to see me play, man? First, I'm going to play probably like 2 rounds, and then we'll look at some pictures, if that's okay with you.
Little Rock, Arkansas, 1957. 9 black students surrounded by a growing angry mob.
Okay.
Guard turned to keep them out. An anarchist Governor Orville Faubus will exploit racial prejudice to save his political career.
I'm a 14-year-old kid thinking that just give me this opportunity and I'll show you that I can.
Set us on fire. We want to do everything. If they can get to us, if we try to do something.
3, 2, 1, go.
Transform a cautious President like the Eisenhower into a reluctant champion of civil rights. Go! These images challenge the conscience of an complacent nation. The dark side of segregation is exposed. And the courage of many of our teenagers will become a landmark in the fight for civil rights. They forced us to come towards something had changed. And then they proved by what they did with their opportunities that they truly were entitled. We had the right to be there. We had the right to stand up. And then only when we stood up were we going to be able to change something.
Yo, what's up? BW7X, how you doing?
In the 1950s, the United States is a society where segregation is still largely enforced. And there is no example more blatant than the schools.
Oh, that's your sister? Oh, cool.
For black children and schools for black children.
3, 2, 1,
1896,
Go.
the United States Supreme Court ruling allowed schools to be separate but equal.
Shit!
Separate but equal.
Sorry.
Separate but equal. It meant that in a typical time, the white children had what most of us think of as a school with 4 walls, bricks, blackboards, all the equipment, all the things you need to have a school, and black children, if they were going to
Oh, yeah!
using books and random ways.
Ah, shit! No!
And for me to have a school. Organization, the NAACP. Other people, in a case called Brown versus the Board of Education, the Supreme Court hands down a decision.
I don't know.
Is unconstitutional.
Yes. Oh, shit. Yay! Nice.
But what is ennobling for blacks is perceived as a threat to the whites, where racial prejudice is bred.
I think they just couldn't even believe when Brown versus the Board of Education was handed down. They really saw it as the federal government got it for the South, right prior to the Civil War. Was
3, 2, 1, go.
Black and white relations are moving toward equality.
Yahoo!
Public parks, restaurants, and buses are being reduced separately.
Yeah!
The University of
Woo!
Arkansas is the first in the South to
Oh,
have
shoot.
and the new governor of campus is regarded as
Yay!
He was instrumental in having black people appointed to the body of the State Democratic Party. Faulkner told a friend of his
Anyone still here?
that if he had been a member of the United States Supreme Court, he would vote in favor of the Irish school system.
3,
And he thought
2, 1.
Anyone still here?
Go.
But the battle lines are broken. It is one thing for the state to initiate limited immigration, and another for the federal government to enforce it. The deep-seated racial prejudice against blacks begins to surface.
Oh, yeah! Yay!
She was not victim. She used them. They did things with her. She's been fishing with them. They had their price and we had our price, and as long as they didn't, I guess, cross the line, everything was just fine.
3,
Anyone still here?
2, 1. Go.
The Cowboy Citizens Council of Little Rock, once a small group of white segregationists, attracts an angry crowd in zealous converts. Now the tide begins to turn.
And the Capital Citizens Council would get together and they literally started planning strategies about how they would prevent it. So one of the things that they begin to do during the summer of '57 is run these ads in the paper about do you want your white daughter going to school with black men? And do you want your children to be dancing with blacks? Do you want them to enact tender love scenes in plays?
The battleground is Central High School in Little Rock, a school with a reputation for high academic standards. 17
Oh, you're back. Good.
are chosen to be first in breaking the color barrier.
Okay. Enough of that. So, you guys ready to look at some pictures? I don't know if I should show them. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Oh, hold on.